Hello, it's CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. Just coming from the Circle K, uh, not too far from. I think of it as 3 hills from downtown. Uh, I think of all one downtown as like mine, my little domain where I feel comfortable, and I don't necessarily count the, anywhere from in downtown. I don't really, I don't really count that as steps that I take or anything like that. If I'm doing anything like that, I've never actually counted my steps, but the distance when I go for my little nightly walks or whatever. But I wanted an excuse to get out and do something other than the river tonight, because I do a lot of looking at the river. So tonight I made an excuse to go get what's this thing called, a polar pop, master blaster, whatever, polar pop. Okay, cool. Every once in a while they change the name of these things. I like the Circle K there, but here's the usefulness of their self-checkout. It doesn't work. And the poor guy was there, and he was like ringing on the one register, trying to get people to use the self-checkout, the poor little cashier. And it's like, it's hit or miss. Some items work, some items don't, whatever. And so he was like ringing up a couple of people on the register, and then having to lean over and clear out the automated teller that was not refined. I think it's kind of cool that they do those things, that they have it. I think they should be there to help businesses that have like a large business, but I don't think that they should be used to replace people. I think they should be used to help people, so that when it makes sense to use a self-checkout, that's awesome. But when you get to a place that, oh my God, there's like some place like Walmart, they've got like 20 lanes and about 3 checkers, and one of the checkers is assisting at the self-checkout. Well, that's a problem when it's happening during the busiest times. That's a problem. Yeah, hire cashiers. Really get that moving. But yeah, it was supposed to be, but when they did all these super Walmarts, and I remember because, I'm old enough to remember when they first did those things, they were supposed to be so super efficient and great, and it was going to be almost a mall. Yeah, you'll go into the super Walmart, and over in one corner there's a Subway or a McDonald's or something like that. And then gradually a lot of that stuff has come to be less and less prominent. But, let's see. What's going on? I'm out walking. I'm motivated whenever I reach a milestone, as I did, because the last time I talked about this, I was so close in my weigh-in of where I wanted to be that I just went ahead and claimed it. But because it was just a few ounces over, like less than a pound of being within that goal that I met. So I was like, cool. And today it was like, oh, great. I really went out there and did it. So, I have met that particular goal, which means that I'm super, and I mean, for real, no like approximation. I mean, like, and only because I do it 5 pounds at a time, and I met the goal by being 1 pound in or close to where I wanted to get. So what that means is uh, that in order to reach the next step of my goal, I only need to lose 4 pounds. Uh, and so I just walked from one end of downtown to, you see that second, where are we? On that hill, there's 2 green lights. I went to the second green light. And then some. That, so like there's 2 green lights. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's it. 3 hills. So from downtown, and then to, just for the excuse of getting this Coke Zero, which has no calories, and then because I didn't want to really sit at home and get like bored, so that I would eat money. Eat money, calories, whatever. So I would eat calories and eat carbs. It wasn't time. I didn't want to do that because my carb and calorie and everything, all that starts over at midnight. And I had a good dinner. I had, I had some of the steak last night, and then today at dinner, which was around 7ish or whatever, I had some more of the skirt steak because it really does well. It really refrigerates well. And so if I want to have something past midnight, I can have a little bit of a snack or something, as long as it's protein and low to zero carbs, and yeah. So the discipline of it. And that it would just be just to get through, because I'm meeting with my sister. This is kind of cool. Oh, before I get too into everything, this brings me back to my topic of books, and I'm gonna tell you how all circles around in a second. So, came to that Circle K. I love Circle K. Back in my day, we didn't have Circle K. We didn't have Circle K. We had 7-Eleven. For some reason, Circle K merged or split off or sold half. 7-Eleven, I don't know, whatever it is. Half of the 7-Elevens remain. The other half of them became Circle K's, whatever. So, but the Circle K's don't have the books. The 7-Eleven that I grew up nearest, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, they were like, they sold paperbacks, and I loved them, the paperback bestsellers kind of stuff, so that was great. If it had like a kind of a dark, macabre mystery kind of thing to it, all the better, but science fiction, I just, it was around that time that I developed my love for reading and my love for writing, creative writing. No lessons or encouragement from school and required. I was like exposed to it, and it's like, this is what I want to do. So I do it as a hobby, and mostly for self-entertainment. The same way I do music, mostly for self-entertainment, but kind of like sex. But anyway, self-entertainment. But anyway, so, my sister and I were going to May the 4th. Here, it's going to be National Comic Book Day, and we have a comic book store that is participating. So I'm going with my sister early in the morning, and they do all kind of stuff, but also, any kind of new thing, promotional materials and everything. So it's really neat. But also, I'm going to go there and I'm going to peek at things that are DC Comics 1985. I'm not looking for the Crisis on Infinite Earths, unless they're individual and collective. Let's see. Anyway, my battery's running low. I had to read the message. Um, but I am looking for the tie-ins, the DC comic tie-ins. And if I could find those individually, that's great, because and I could be patient with that. I can collect it as it goes. I would love individual copies from that time, 1985 going into 1986. I'm going to go through my copy of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I'm going to make a list of the tie-ins that directly tie into this major epic, big turning point in DC Comics. And I'm going to work on finding all I can there. While also, I'm still going to be looking forward to collecting more of the V stuff. I've gotten all the V comic books from DC Comics. I have not gotten all of the V paperback novels that I first started to read at that 7-Eleven on 70th and Jewella, one block over from Dollaway, where we used to live. During that time, too, we were free-range kids, you know. There was a Valley View movie theater, and we could go by ourselves. We could be trusted, you know, to go see a $1 movie. You know, sometimes we had a coupon clipping to go in, see the movie for 50 cents. And that was not the cost of a movie. Cost of a movie average was $5 then, but this was one of those, like, it was like where the movie went after it had played all the circuits, and it was the last, you know, like right before it was going to leave the movie theaters, and you know, that kind of thing. We didn't have. There were VHS, but VHS was almost all writable for home. And what you would do is you would copy movies. You would write movies on your VHS. Record it is what they called it. You'd record the movies maybe from your HBO that you wanted to see frequently, you know, or your home box office or your Showtime or movie or Cinemax or something. You'd do that. Kind of like what you would, you know, today you just like whatever, digital. It's somewhere out there, you know, but yeah. But there was something fun. You ever thought about like the power of taking a pencil or pen and putting it onto a paper and writing down your experiences? The ritual of it, the power of the actual motion. That's kind of was the fun of making a or your mixtapes for music and stuff like that back in the day. On some of y'all will remember if I say mixtape. Some of you will be like, what the hell are you talking about? You guys today would call it playlist. I guess I call it playlist too. But it was fun. It's had to sit there and press the record button and depress it when the song was done and switch out and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. So making your own collections digitally is a lot easier, and I get it. But there's something about the actual having to put in an effort to time it. And if the timing didn't work, you'd be like, fuck. And you'd have to like re-record it. And you'd have to work on, you know, it was cool. It was great. You know, sometimes I'd spend more time recording a song than the song actually was itself. But anyway, so the magic of that was what it was like creating your VHS library of movies that you liked to see and that your family enjoyed. And that's, in that same kind of way, the sentimentality that goes into vinyl, why people will still spend money on vinyl. So I'm back downtown. My battery is about to run out. I'm going to go ahead and pause. Aha. See the LED tree behind me? I can see that from the bridge that I walk over that lets me know. And then I'm just a couple of blocks from that church, and then a couple of more blocks in, and I'm home. So we've all been here. It's early Saturday morning by now. Love and light, and I love all of you. I really mean that. And if you're following me, I especially love you, and God bless you. And if you want to talk about some sentiments of your life, get in there and let me know. I'm going to be posting videos from the comics that I pick up. Whatever. I'll make a video of the comics. I did last year too. I love it. Also, some other things. I'm planning on a trip in Parkville, Missouri later this month, and a few weeks after that, I'm planning a trip, if all things work out on this one, to Mountain View, Arkansas, just a little north of Little Rock. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Everything, actually, when we're going to visit other people, their schedules have to sync as well as mine. So, yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. Once again, look at me glisten. Love and light, peace. God bless. Good night.